So Shaden's got his choices ahead of him. That's our thoughts, so Casters, what do you think? Who do you think won this big ban?
All right, thank you very much, Lounge. This pick ban that comes to mind for me with, like, as long as he's not level 1, he's ready to gank. But now the dive in the bottom side is going to be XU taking the early aggro here, ready to go and lead the charge for Disguised. It's a 1-for-1 trade.
To bottom.
Yeah, it's going to be fine for Photon as XU going all for the kill.
Yeah, it's not fine for Caney. He wanted to get away. He flashes over the focus over to the Drake. It's not as late as it was in game number 1, and it is going to be the second neutral objective of this game, going Disguised's way, just like that first.
Yeah. So very big counter there from Dig. You know, XU used his ult, Darkwings used his ult.
Just shadowing Photon in case there's any danger, any potential of an attempted dive. I mean, XU is in the area alongside Huhi, and there goes Castle. Engage immediately as Photon spreads his wings, trying to fight back. Gonna need to drain tank a lot here, but he flashes over the wall to make sure he doesn't get CC'd any longer. Nice counterattack from Shade, and Castle's got to try to get away. Disguised, wanting to disengage as Darkwings arrives. Now the re-engage is there, and the feat of warfare is claimed. Disguised outmaneuvers them here in the scrap. They take the 1 kill. They take control over the top side, River 2.
Really tight fight there. It looked like DSG was all sitting at pretty low health bars. And thinking about the way their composition works, they feel quite burst heavy, so to win an extended fight like that is a bit surprising, but it's not over yet. This Rift Herald is going to be an extended fight.
Teleport's bringing everybody right on back in, but a nice slam into the wall. Photon is locked up, beat down, but he ain't dead just yet. Rahel falls first. Dignitas out fighting. They save Photon's life, and Disguise don't have enough left in the tank just yet. Castle wants to try to grab another one. Tomo's the only one he can possibly find, though, and now with the Realm Warp to cut off Darkwing's escape, it's Dignitas who come out on top and take... Nicely done for Dignitas. You know it's got to be a bit of a sigh of relief to know that top in the charts.
Yeah, and again, because of the last fight where Rahel was on the lower side of the Rift Herald, you know, Shaden and Tomo just got to put so much pressure on him, and so they can just burn this objective down and constantly look over at this Realm Warp for Rise still being down, so he'll have to walk. That's why Castle is kind of taking the inner route here. Oh, he's going to teleport.
Yeah, there's a teleport coming in. Disguised has to make sure they're ready for this as Dignitas is going to move in as a 3-man unit, and immediately Tomo's already down. Dignitas makes a critical mistake. They wanted to go for the pincer attack, but the bait squad was not ready for the damage Disguised was bringing to the table. It's 2 free kills immediately. The Dragon picked up right after their first soul point. Tomo and Isles are still dead, and DSG are now going to dare their opponents to meet him at the Otacon.
That was the low mobility carry, not the high mobility bruiser, so they got the right target selection. I don't know if they can stop this Otacon.
No, I think it's for sure theirs for DSG.
Shaden is on the other side of the map. There's no way to even try to contest it.
Yeah, and we're seeing the rewards here because the Rise, with no Realm Warp, with no Flash, with no Teleport, just was completely cut off from the entire fight. They just immediately get engaged on because they're look at this, look at this. Yeah. Because they'll just turn on this side of the fight that has only a few members. As you said, though, good job there. Castle with the Ambessa, go straight in. They got the burst damage, and now DSG.
Ooh, Rahel in a little bit of danger here. Popped his own cleanse, but then immediately the McHale's to guarantee that the follow-up Chains of Corruption did not spell doom for the Disguised AD carry. So who he's purchased there on that support item, really big, really impactful right now, as we still only have 20 seconds left on the clock until Baron is finally going to spawn. Dignitas are moving around here. Isles using a Summoner Spellbook Ghost to guarantee that he can cut off the escape route of XU and Castle. Isles jumps in for the Magnet Storm, and Castle's going to take a bunch of damage here at the very onset of the fight. Now Isles down to about 20% on his own. Castle, very dangerous to try to go back in right now. The curtain call opens up, but it's a ton of damage onto the Aurora, and Darkwings falls. Disguised, overstaying in the top lane. Isles going around to lock him down. Now it's a kill plus 2 critical health bars, and Dig's going onto the Baron.
And XU,
they get it.
Look, XU's smite here, the charge is still on cooldown, so I think they should just get this.
There's no way that they don't get this Baron. It is as close to impossible as impossible can be.
That's huge. Dignitas
Baron, 25 minutes. Let's go. Ahead. And again, the timer for this is exactly where they need it to be. You've got 2 minutes and 15 seconds on your Baron, and now you've got Isles already dead. Disguised, nice pick there on the enemy support. This is exactly
just take the secondary tower on the top side of the map in exchange. that thing is very worthwhile. That is 700 gold for Castle and 25 gold for every other member of DSG. And so they do opt to get that concentrated gold for Ambessa.
Yeah, who he's gonna die though immediately. Shaden is on a rampage and Dignitas does not want to stop just yet. The Realm Warp brings Caney into the mix now too as Darkwings has to try to escape going between worlds. Shaden's gonna go in though. They lock up another one and XU is not tanky enough to get out of there. Now Rahel under pressure as Isles continues
Turrets, though, pretty good for Castle.
Yep. He is very strong on the Ambessa. Both of the top laners are now at their 3 fully completed item power spikes, so very strong on these guys. However, there's a lot of powerful defensive itemization for Dignitas in particular. Death's Dance on Aatrox combines really well with his healing. XU wanted to go in there for the Glacial Prison, but Tomo does a beautiful job sidestepping away from it. Now still pressure continues as the curtain call fires off. Darkwings, though, this Aurora has not been it for him. He has not found the efficacy in the fights, and now the Fed Ambessa's in the middle of everybody. He's not strong enough to outplay it just yet, or is he? Castle with the fancy feet, but he still falls to Photon as Shaden's leading the charge for the rest of the team. A double kill over the wall as Photon brings the hammer down on him. Disguise try. They do end up at least getting the kill onto Caney, but they lose 3 of their own men for it.
Heroic effort there by Castle, but the original engage was quite flubbed, and Darkwings found himself in the middle of the entire team once again. So that's when the Aatrox and the Jarvan are really unleashed. They're a combined 10-0 in this game when they can
step up and have more effect and be able to play his role to a greater degree. As Dignitas are going to start the Baron. Immediately the blast cone is popped. Baron down to about 60% HP, and Dig wants to turn and go for a fight now. XU here on the front line, soaking some damage for now. Keeper's verdict onto Photon knocks him away. Now Darkwing's jumping in, but Rahel's been left all alone again. Nobody can protect him, and now the AD carry for Disguise is once again 6 feet deep, pushing up daisies. Everybody else on the team has to try to get away from this because Photon and Shaden are continuing their march forward. Over the wall goes the Aatrox. World Ender's ready. Caney swooping around from the side. Castle gets locked up there in a rune prison. Now he's trying to turn it right back around onto the Rise, and he does a hell of a lot of damage, but he's still all alone. Dignitas will not find any additional kills. Their health bars are also pretty compromised.
There's also a dragon coming up in 25 seconds. That's a dragon soul.
Oh no, Tomo! Castle just found him! That was huge! Castle solos out Tomo! And now the rest of DSG is ready to follow in! The shutdown to Photon! Dignitas
Baron and
at the Baron pit with the throw as Castle punishes!
Castle is having such an incredible game. He delayed Dignitas' chase by getting 2 people to chase him backwards, and then on the reapproach, just solo kills Tomo.
They have a control ward behind the red buff.
See it.
And so he sees Photon lead.
He also just flashes in for the wall charge. What am I watching? And there's your Infernal Soul.
So, like, be relaxed in that moment. And they thought they had fully chased DSG all the way back to the base, but Castle still looking for the... So he jumped on this moment that presented itself, and that moment might turn itself into the entire game.
Disguise pushing towards the tier 2 down here in the bottom lane. Should be able to just brute force this one down. They'll take that, move back up to a 2,000 gold lead alongside the extra little bonuses from all the dragons and the flowers. The Infernal Soul itself also contributing a lot of extra damage now. Photon positioned in a way where he could try to defend mid if possible or move down to the bottom lane to help the rest of the team. Castle's just going to keep putting the pressure onto the tier 2 over here while everybody else on Disguised is waiting for that next wave to start trying to break into the base in bot lane.
Keep in mind, this is an elimination game. If DSG wins this one, Dignitas could be eliminated from the year unless they win 3 games in a row. So it's important they make this defense right now.
Caney immediately has to pop his Zonias, though. The follow-up is there. Glacial Prison hits him, but the rest of the team body blocking. Huge shot from Rahel with Caney out of the picture. Disguise have an amazing opportunity to end the game right here. 5 men strong in the enemy base. First inhibitor's already down.
Rahel.
The second one is about to die over here in mid. Rahel has been left on his own yet again, but he is still alive at this point. All 3 inhibitors wiped off of Summoner's Rift. Dignitas scrambling to try to hold on here in the second game. Darkwings gets caught a little bit there by some of the Aatrox damage. Photon wants to go in and finish him off, but the Nexus turrets are about to die first. Dignitas still 4 alive, but not for long. Photon's going to be the first to fall. Dignitas forced back into the fountain. Disguised. Rahel's going to be the only one to die in the fight, but Disguised will come back and take the dub. They're moving to match point.